And we are live. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Tevin, and I am Ginger Dad, or at least I run the channel Ginger Dad. And I got my lovely guest, or not even guest, co host of the show. We got Matt, the know it all Celtics fan, sports beard. And then we got Devin over there in the college horrible Wi Fi dorm life. What is up, everybody? I hope you're having a beautiful day. And thank you for coming back to the break. And we're going to be doing things just a little bit different tonight. You know, we don't have a special guest. I mean, we kind of do. He's right over there. But anyway, we are celebrating his 200 subscribers that he accomplished recently. Congratulations. I remember when I hit 200 and 100. You just remember the dates of your important events. I remember when I hit 5 subscribers and I thought it was the biggest, like, woo! Like, I'm like partying.
Yeah.
That, that's cool. But when you hit 200, that means, can you just think about that for a moment, Devin? There's 200 dudes that are interested in watching your videos. And some of them might be interested in your girlfriend, because she's occasionally on. But we got another guest. We got another guest.
Hey.
Oh, this guy.
Oh,
there he is.
I'm
What's
only
up,
here
Tyson?
to tell Devin
What's up, Tyson?
congratulations. And,
Hey, I'm just glad you're here.
Yeah, like I got dinner on the way, but I wanted to say congrats. Wait, we're doing a giveaway, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, cool. Like I'm still recovering from the Bruno interview, and Aubrey's hungry. But I was like, I want to come in and say, hey, the lighting in the dorm room is epic. It looks really good. Bye.
Oh man,
I guess not.
it's the Wi-Fi that's in the dorm room that kills him.
Yeah, how you doing, Matt?
I'm doing good, Tyson. How you doing, buddy?
Good.
Great interview today, man. I really enjoyed that. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch it because he said a lot of interesting things that
There was a couple of points where I started getting like, am I gonna have to put a stop to this? Like, we're getting borderline, like we're getting borderline, but we'll do it.
Yeah,
hey, it was a good interview. I loved when he said, learn or love people or learn learn to love people. Dang it, Def. He's in
Bye,
it
Felicia.
now. Bye, Felicia. But and you died laughing at that point when he said, at least act like you like people.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because I mean, that's my job. A lot of times is like, it's talking to people, but a lot of times it's like, I don't necessarily like people. I like to be in my studio, but sometimes you just have to act like you like people and deal with them. I mean, for the most part, I do, but
So
there's days.
Is that a new microphone?
No, it's just in camera. Usually I have it out.
I like it.
I have like a little bit of a new camera set up, and I'm waiting on a part to come in. So my microphone is like in view right now because my camera's in a different spot. That's why it looks like I'm sleeping, because my camera's actually like a foot above me, looking down on me. So when I'm looking at my computer screen, it's like looks like I'm sleeping.
Yeah, I could tell it was definitely a different camera view today. There he goes again.
We're gonna have
another one bites the dust.
We need to get Devin some Wi-Fi.
We were just telling him like what to do
in his dorm. We're gonna get this figured out, guys. I mean, this is his celebration. That's why we're here. But seriously, that's a really big accomplishment. Tyson, do you remember when you hit 100 subscribers, 200 subscribers, those small milestones, and how you felt about it?
I mean, I want to be honest and say yes and no, because the way that I grew my channel initially was the wrong way. I went to church, I went around town, I went to friends and family. So it was like 100 came really quick, and it kind of felt cool, but it was pretty worthless in the scheme of things. And that's not to say Devin's isn't. It's to say that I grew my channel the wrong way by reaching out to people that I knew and would subscribe, but didn't think about them watching the content. So, I mean, I do remember like the 1,000 milestone where it was like, woohoo, I can apply for monetization. Like, let's get this going. Had I known how little you actually make, off of monetization. If I could go back and redo the whole channel, I would, because I think they are milestones, but they're milestones when you do them the right way and you have the right mindset to do them. Like if you're trying to reach 1,000 to get monetization, like you're striving for something great, but you're striving for the wrong reasons. There's not enough money to be made, and if you're in it for the money, like in my opinion, that's the wrong reasons. So.
But it
But
seems
I remember the excitement. Like you feel really good when you hit a milestone like that. When you hit like 200, 400, 600, you're just like, there's 600 people that have clicked that they like my stuff. Whether they all watch it all the time or not, they do.
Right.
Yeah, don't ask people and like friends and family, because they don't want your crap anyway.
they don't care. I've done that.
Right.
I did that.
Facts.
Yeah, like,
Devin, are you here to stay?
I'm
I
pretty
hope
sure I have
so.
my whole congregation subscribed to my channel, but when I like go to church and I'm like, "Oh, did you see my recent video?" They're like, "No, I haven't watched the video in like 3 months." Oh, cool, dude. You might as well unsubscribe.
All right.
At least like hit the notification and hit the thumbs up and leave.
Yeah.
Give
Give
some
you
sort of
something
interaction.
out of it.
Yeah, for real.
At least they were honest. I mean, I had people lie to my face. I like your last video. Oh, cool. What was my last video?
What was your
Oh,
favorite part?
Oh, the introduction. That was my very first video. They're just like, well, it was good.
Oh
Oh
man.
boy.
I mean, in 6 months, you'll be like, you'll ask people, or somebody will be like, "Yeah, I love your videos," and you'll just be like, though, I don't know. I was gonna say something about the channel change that they won't know, but it wasn't making sense as I was saying it. I was like, "When did you shave your beard?" "Oh, obviously you don't watch my channel, you idiot." Like it's been gone for 6 months.
That's actually true, though.
Or
Oh,
like
man.
when people ask me like, "Who are you reviewing this week?" And it's like, "Do you not watch the channel?" Like it's been pretty evident for the last 4 days.
So I actually got a message the other day. There's a lot of people that don't know I changed my channel. I changed it immediately. My Instagram, the YouTube. There was a couple people unfollowed me, and then there was somebody, I won't name the name, that followed me back, and he said, "Sorry, bro, I didn't realize that was you. I was wondering why I was following a 12-year-old kid on Instagram. It just didn't make it didn't make sense."
I love when
Oh boy.
you do something or you put out a video, or you're gonna have, okay, let me just say it like it is, real.
Keep it at
When you're gonna
100.
have Spence from Live Bearded on your channel, and all of a sudden you get like 5 Instagram follows, and it's people that you thought have been following you the whole time because they're kind of prevalent in the beard community. And it's like, oh, I've seen you follow me like 5 times. Like, what do you do? Like, follow me and then unfollow me a week later, and then like follow me when something is going on. But I don't know.
I'm gonna start doing that to Tyson every week, unfollowing and following.
Oh, I'm just gonna kick you off the mod team then.
Oh.
No, come on, I'm just kidding.
Dyson don't play, man.
I know.
Don't joke with Dyson.
Oh, ask
I've been
him.
getting a lot of emails or Instagrams and a couple emails about like what this new logo thing is all about. What that, even Matt's like, "What's going on? Like, what are you doing?" Like, trying to figure this out. But I did update the website today. I decided to switch from Shopify to WordPress, mainly because I'm techie enough to manage it and it's way cheaper.
Really?
Shopify is just expensive in general. Like for me, for what I do, like if I was a beard company, I'd still use Shopify, but for the little bit that I sell, it's not worth it. But anyway, I don't want to hijack this whole stream. My food's
You're not.
here. I just wanted to say, hey.
Tyson, I need a faithfully bearded hat with that new logo.
Yeah, I gotta figure out hats. Like, I want to just go to Brandon Bills and do them. Like, I haven't found a good drop shipping hat company yet that makes a hat with a logo that looks good enough that
Right.
I enjoy.
So-
I just want to put that thought out there because I'm a hat guy.
Yeah.
So have you officially switched your logo? Because I haven't noticed it changed on YouTube yet.
No, yeah, it's not officially switched. It's just in certain spots. Like the website is pretty much updated. Like if you go to faithfullybearded.com, you're going to go to the new, it's going to redirect you to the new website with some of the new graphics and some of the new stuff, but the FRS scores and discounts and stuff are still there. And I've teased the new, like, I think the Facebook group has the new logo on it.
Yeah.
But that's about it right now. I'm trying to get all my ducks in a row and make sure everything's like lined up on the back end of things, not the graphics wise. The graphics are ready to go. It's just the contractual side of things. There's some legal contracts I need in place before I officially like launch the whole ordeal. So
Makes sense.
So,
anyway,
Devin, you're back.
I know,
Yeah,
I'm
hey,
back.
Devin.
We finally got it figured out. Hello, everybody. What's up?
Wait a minute. You got it figured out.
I hope.
You need to go next door and turn off their Xbox and PlayStation
Right.
and say, "Give me an hour or two."
Right. I'm just gonna run around and take everyone's Xbox and PlayStation and be like, no one's allowed to use Netflix or play any PlayStation.
Take
for
their
the next 2
HDMI
hours.
cord.
Right.
I love the balls you got on your bed.
Yeah, I love those ones. I
Those got to
sleep
be
with,
comfortable
oh,
on each
I
side
sleep
of
with
your
those.
head at night.
Yeah, I sleep with those more often than actual pillows. They're incredibly comfortable. IKEA makes some nice pillows. So, in case
Yeah, I
anyone's
love
wondering.
IKEA. I've been there once because we don't have one here.
Yeah, that's like the best part of Denver. Every time I go to Denver, I want to go to IKEA. I love it.
So, Devin, how does it feel to finally reach 200 subscribers?
And man, I will say it was really cool. It's always, to me, like every subscriber I think that I get is really cool. Like every time I'm on studio and I see an increase in subscriber count, it's kind of like, what? Another person cares enough about what I have to say to actually hit a subscribe button? Especially because I've been really nervous early on about just like, would people want to watch my videos and would I think I was good or would they think my videos suck or so every subscriber has always meant a lot to me, and it's just kind of like those big milestones that you hit. Like the first 100, I never thought I was going to get to 10, let alone 100. So once I hit 100, like I was like mind blown, and then I just kind of kept seeing numbers going and going and going. So when I finally hit 200, it was just another milestone that kind of makes a lot of things worth it. Sometimes we, as content creators, spend a lot of time pouring into videos, and we don't necessarily always see the numbers that we might want to see. We always want to have a video with 1 million plus views and get every person on the planet to like our video and stuff like that. But realistically, that just doesn't happen. But, when you hit milestones like this, it's just kind of like a really nice refresher and it kind of, reminds you why we do it and stuff like that. And it's cool because, our community is not huge. It's not like we have just millions and millions of guys running around. So the fact that 200 people at least cared enough to hit the subscribe button was really cool.
I think we should give Devin a round of applause for his 200 subscribers.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Hey, Devin's so special. Yeah.
I really do appreciate you guys, man. It means a lot. So, and I wanted to be here to kind of celebrate and hang out with you guys and just kind of do something a little bit special just for the milestone. But
Next question, and maybe everyone can answer this. When you started your channel, I mean, I'm talking to Devin, but I'm also talking to everybody. When you started your channel, did you imagine the friends you make while you started your channel and started to grow in the bearded community and also your own little community?
not even in the slightest. Tyson and I are kind of the same in the sense that we're pretty introverted. So I don't have a ton of friends like, on campus or in real life, I like to say, and that's fine with me. I'm introverted. I like to be myself. And so to me, the thought of like making friends with random people on the internet never really crossed my mind because I don't make friends with people in person all that often. With just the relationships that you build and like the people you get to know, and there are people who like Matt lives halfway across the country. I never in a million years thought I would have talked. I wouldn't know Matt if it wasn't for my beard. It's crazy to think about stuff like that. And Tevin and Tyson and everybody else for that matter. Like you just get to know people that without this community, you never would have gotten involved with. You probably never would have met or come across. And you form some really cool relationships. And I think it's really cool because I've never seen most people in the bearded community in person. I've never seen any of them. And yet I still have people in this community and, within kind of like my close group of friends that I've made in this community that I talk to more often and on a more regular basis and about some deeper things than I talk to a lot of people about in person. So it's pretty unique. I think it's really cool how much you can get to know somebody, especially with technology and stuff like that over the internet. It is kind of creepy at first. And my mom's like, why are you talking to a bunch of bearded dudes halfway across the country? My girlfriend doesn't quite get it yet, but it is really, really cool, and it surprised me a lot how close you can get with some people over the beard oil and over StreamYard and on YouTube and stuff. So it's really cool.
It is pretty cool. I mean, I agree with you. I don't really have any friends here. I mean, I've grown up in the same town my whole life, but I'm more closer and have more friends out in the bearded community than I have, out in the community that it's literally out in my front door. There's a big old community of people I went to school with, but I'm not close to. So it's really cool that, who you get to meet. I never imagined meeting you, Devin. I mean, I don't think we would ever in a million years cross paths unless for some reason I'd come to Denver.
Right.
What's the
Exactly.
giveaway?
We have a few different giveaways. So we have, I'll just kind of spill them now. So we have a combo oil and butter from Renewed Man. Derek was cool enough to do a giveaway for this. And then we also have two different $25 gift cards to give away from Ferocious. So a couple
Nothing
of
from
Nice.
Define?
I know. I meant to reach out to Kerry and talk to him and never
Throw
got
one
around to
in.
it.
He's good.
I knew Tyson was gonna do
Right.
that.
Carrie's good for oil and butter. On that
He
note,
is.
I'm gonna go eat dinner and watch you guys from my kitchen table with my kid.
Awesome, man. Thanks for coming in.
Hey, later, Tyson.
appreciate
Talk
it.
to
You
you
always
soon,
have
buddy.
a spot. You always
Maybe
have a
I'll
spot.
jump back in when we're done eating if you guys are still on.
I mean, if
Yeah.
you want to eat while you come in, I mean, it would surprise me if you're not eating on
Nobody
a
wants
license
to.
ever.
They see that stuff enough. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
eat dinner with Aubrey.
We'll save it for the competition.
Yeah, exactly. Can't give away secrets. There you go.
All right, see you guys.
See you,
Tyson.
buddy.
All right. So, I mean, how do you feel about it, man? I mean, I literally in a million years never thought that I would make friends by doing this. I literally did not know what to expect when I created my channel. I mean, literally, Tyson was the first one that I reached out to, and I don't know. I wanted to reach out to somebody that's been there and done that, and it happened to be a particular subject I wanted to deal with at the time. And I'm like, there's no way this dude would ever talk to me. Like, that's what I thought about Tyson. Not saying that Tyson's that kind of guy. I'm just like, this guy has X amount of subscribers. He's probably popular. He probably won't even see my message, but I will go ahead and try. And boom, he reached out to me right there and then. I'm just like,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. It's like, it's the same with Dan. It's the same with all of us. We're just dudes with hair and cameras and just having to post videos on YouTube. We're all the same people.
Pretty much.
All right.
Absolutely. Yeah, I never would have thought, when I first started, I was just doing it for something for fun and didn't know how many subscribers I would get, how many people would even watch. Like, I didn't think it would take off. And, I made some friends the first go around when I did it back in like 2018. And then when I took the 9 months to 12 months off, I kept in contact with a couple of people. But this time around, I've made a lot more friends, a lot more like brotherhood type things with everyone, and I never would have thought that compared to the 2 different years that I did it. And it's really crazy to think about how you can just literally go talking to people all the time and just become such good friends with people, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, like I talk, I think we've all kind of touched base on how close the community is, despite all of us being so far away, which I think is one of the really cool things. But I think it's another really cool thing is when you realize, how down to earth and the fact that a lot of the bigger, I say bigger YouTube guys and content creators in our community, like Tyson and Dan and Scott and Matt and everybody else for that matter, they're just like us. They're people too. I remember when Scott, he called me on Instagram and I about lost my mind. It popped up and said, Beard Times with Scott is calling you. And I'm like, what? He must have hit the wrong person. There's no way he's calling somebody like me. So I was so nervous. I didn't answer the first time. I was like, I'm too scared to talk to him. And so he ended up calling me or sending me a message. He said, hey, call me when you get the chance. And so I'm like, oh, wait, he really meant to call me? Like, what? And so when you realize that some of these guys that we kind of look up to with the bigger channels, and we kind of look at them as like, these mega celebrities that would never reply to us and stuff like that. It's cool when you realize that they're just like us, and, guys like Tyson and Dan and Scott, like I said, they're just like all of us. They're just normal guys who have a passion for talking about beards and beard oil and all that kinds of good stuff. And they're just like us. And it's kind of cool. It's mind blowing when you get that first kind of reaction or interaction with one of those bigger guys, but it's really, really cool when you realize that they're just like us.
Absolutely.
So I like that you said that, Daniel. I mean, I had a beard, and it's not like the beard is going away. I mean, I miss my beard. When I shaved it off, I didn't realize I had this double chin developing underneath my beard. I didn't realize I was getting that big. I was just when I shaved, I'm like, this was a big mistake. But like it's helped me move on to my content. Like I've been jumping into this new content recently. This is the first week of Ginger Dad, and I thought it was very good. But I've lost a few people along the way because I shaved my beard. It's just like, really, we're supposed to be bros or whatever. But I'm not that upset about it. But I started to think, and I posted this question on Tyson's channel when he's talking about everybody's faithfully bearded, and I'm just like, well, I'm no longer bearded, but am I still? The question is, are you still you? Even if you shave your beard. I know a lot of beards define people. Danton's beard defines him. He's that big old guy on YouTube with a big old beard. So are we still us? If we were to ever change our content up, is people still gonna like us?
Right.
Or they just gonna like the facial hair? So for
point.
me, I don't think my beard defines me. Me defines me. I mean, I get it though. If people left because I shaved my beard, I get it. But I lost people. I'm just like, oh my gosh, why?
Yeah.
It's and I'm not saying that beards are just facial hair. I mean, some people's beards really do. I mean, they're amazing. Absolutely, a lot of people are restarting, and it's not that I'm restarting. It was just like a fresh start mentality, just like Mo the Bearded Shark did when he wanted to quit smoking. He wanted a fresh start, so he also shaved off his beard. Did he have to? No, but it's a mentality kind of thing. But I don't think that people's beards truly define who they are. But to a specific audience, yes, it does.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Very, very good point.
Very good.
Oh, Carrie. That's clever.
Boy.
That's clever, Carrie. I like that one.
I still love Define. I still love Living Delight and Stack of Billy Quiff. And when I grow my beard back out, guess what? I'm picking up more Define. Because didn't it just come out with a new scent?
Yeah, you gotta pick up that new one, the King's Bounty.
I'll pick it up. What am I going to put it on?
Well, I mean, whatever, who knows?
I need to place an order soon too.
Eyebrows,
Devin,
something.
You'll be sad about this one. I used my last bit of 1626 on Wednesday.
That's heartbreaking. That is horrible to hear. I am so very sorry for that.
I need to. That's one of my favorite oils too. Favorite scents.
That is one that if I ever run out, I honestly don't know what I'll do with myself. So I'm already planning. I gotta keep a secret stash. Even if I don't have a beard, I'll wear it. Like I love that scent that much. I love 1626.
Agreed.
Okay, so we got a question in the comments. By the way, if you ever have a question, as long as it's appropriate, we'll answer it.
Right.
So, question: would people still listen to Dan C if his beard wasn't what it is? No, I mean, Dan C established himself, and the reason why I started listening to Dan is because he seemed knowledgeable about the subject of how he approached his videos. You can tell. I'm not saying people in the bearded community. I'm saying just in general of content making. You can tell who knows what they know and who doesn't, and just trying to fake it to make it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And Dan C, he knows what he knows. He's not faking it to make it.
Right.
And I think he established himself. I mean, I remember Dan. I watched his earlier videos, and he had a beard down to here, not like down to here where it is now, but he still established himself with his channel. I don't think the length of a beard or how your beard looks defines, whether people listen to you or not. It's what you say in the content that you put on. That's my opinion, though.
I agree 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think necessarily like the beard aspect that is what draws and earns you the respect. It's more so your mentality, how you approach things, carry yourself. That's kind of what earns the respect, and that's what's going to get people to listen to you, because you can have stubble for all it matters, and if you present ideas and you give off your opinions and thoughts in a way that people are going to demand, or you're going to demand, not necessarily demand respect, but get people to listen to you. They're going to listen to you regardless of what kind of beard you have. At least, I mean, that's for me speaking. I would do that. So
Yeah, absolutely agree. I mean, when it comes to knowledge, we all know that that's the dude that we're going to ask a question to if we have a question. I mean,
right.
that's the guy that we go to if we have a question that we don't want to look up or can't find on the internet.
Yeah, very
Here's a
true.
question.
Yeah.
What's your idea of appropriate? This is a family-friendly place. I mean, I know for certain that Ken is possibly watching this with his children. So,
And no
at least-
Colts talk either, Camo Cam. That's not appropriate.
oh, don't you start. You shouldn't be talking. So, at least keep it PG. That's all I can ask of
Yeah,
y'all.
there you go.
I know we're all grown men and have minds that sometimes there's a lot of things we shouldn't be thinking, but let's try for the sake of the channel, for the sake of the children, who, possibly whoever's watching out there. That's all I ask.
There we go.
Absolutely.
I do have a moderator in the chat, and I'm trying to keep up with all the chat. All right, so how long? Oh, we're 26 minutes in. Devin, should we do a giveaway?
Man, 26
Of
already.
course. I say we jump in.
Let's go.
Let's jump on it. No, I'm done.
Oh man.
I'm done.
All right. So for the first one, let's go ahead and we'll just do a random number. Keep it simple for the time being. Let me go ahead and pull up a random number generator real quick. And give me 1 second here. Hopefully the Wi-Fi is working better over here now. But
Hope so.
dorm life Wi-Fi is not necessarily the best. So looks like we have like 24 people in here, so we'll just do a random number 1 through let's go 15. All right. Yeah. So when I say go ahead and give me number 1 through 15 and go. Only guess once.
Giveaway for every time Devin left.
That's
Oh boy.
that's good. That'll be like every other number.
Yeah. We'll need some more companies to line some things up then.
Right. Well, I don't think there's enough beard companies out there for that.
Oh, you sent me
Yeah, it should be in there.
okay, stop. The first one that I see on my screen, that's what I'm going off of. First one I see on my screen is
Imagine that.
Tyson.
Faithfully bearded. Congrats, Tyson.
Tyson, reach out to the guy
Reach out.
over there.
Yeah, reach out to me. I have the gift card codes and everything already. So, yeah, just send me a DM and I'll get that to you.
All right, so I was wondering if it would have any of the same impact if he wasn't bearded. Well, first off, let me just say, and I think Dan's very serious. He's never going to shave his beard. I get it. But if he was to shave his beard, would he then become not knowledgeable about the subject? No, because he's already, it's kind of the same way with like a teacher.
Right.
He is a teacher, but I mean, if you're not in, let's say you've been out of work for 2-3 years and you come back and teach, does that mean that I don't know, maybe that's not the same thing, but you're still who you are and that you have the knowledge. You just,
Right.
Yeah.
but maybe his question is, does he seem credible if he doesn't have a beard?
Yeah. Is Daniel talking about like he never grew a beard whatsoever, or he had a beard and then he shaved it off? Because then it's two different things.
Right. And I think the other thing is just how new people would see it. Because for any of us who have been in the community and know Dan, assuming this is he shaved his beard off now, but he had it. Awesome.
I knew he
Tyson.
was going to do that.
Yeah, sounds like Tyson. Such a cool guy.
Yep.
But, like I was saying, so assuming Dan had a beard and then shaves it, I think all of us in the community would still respect him because we've known how long Dan's had his beard. But to anyone who's outside the community and just finds him on YouTube or whatever after he's already shaven, I think it would be kind of hard, in all honesty, for them to kind of respect him at first glance because he doesn't necessarily have that credible, visible beard that says, hey, I know what I'm talking about because, hey, I have a beard.
Right.
But for anyone who decided to dig a little bit deeper, like anyone who clicked on his channel and saw videos, like assuming, of course, that he did shave his beard. Like, he's had a beard forever. He's been making content and videos for years now. So, I mean, he knows what he's talking about. But that is interesting. I wonder how never
Oh, he
bearded.
said never bearded. I mean, if he's
Would he
never
make
had
a channel if he never had a beard?
Right.
Probably not.
Very true. That's true, too. Lots of
It's just my
hypotheticals
thought.
here.
Yeah.
No, it makes sense.
All right, so we still have 2 more giveaways. We're going to wait a little bit.
Yeah,
Y'all just
stay tuned.
Stay. If you have any more questions, throw them in the chat. I mean, we're just here talking about anything and everything. I mean, you never know what's going to pop up in one of the episodes of the break. So, so Devin,
Yeah.
I know you're working on putting out a video. It's not working out, but
Yeah.
can you give us maybe a hint as to what it might be?
Yeah, I'll put this out there if you guys really want to know. So I do have a review that has been filmed. It is edited. Everything is done. But YouTube is just not a fan of my Wi-Fi. So I've tried to upload this video for like 3 days in a row now. And every time it pops up, it's like, gives you a projected time for how long it'll take to upload. And it estimates it'll take like 19 hours to upload like a 10-minute video. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So I pretty much will just kind of let it upload on YouTube on my computer, and it just is not happening. It doesn't want to work. So I am hopefully going to head over to the basketball house that we have here on campus. I have some teammates that live in a house, and they have their own separate Wi-Fi. So hopefully that'll be a little bit faster, because it'll be, 6 or 7 guys on the Wi-Fi versus, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of students in a dorm hall. So hopefully we can get that uploaded, because I'm actually really excited for this review, because it's my first official video on the new camera. So
I saw that. I saw you posted like an Instagram story of your camera.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
Yes.
Have you been playing a lot with it? It seems like every single video I do something to the settings, at least, to try to set something.
Since I've got it, I've played around with, so many different things on the camera. I have like 3 or 4 different lenses now. I've, played with different lenses and, all different focal lengths, and, changed a whole bunch of different settings, and, all sorts of different, so many different things I pretty much have changed. There have even been a couple of videos that I've actually shot and filmed, and then I'll watch another video on YouTube from a different camera or tech reviewer, and he gives me a different tip or trick, and I'm like, oh, that looks way better. So I just scratch the whole video I just filmed, so I can try shooting something different with different settings and stuff like that. But I think I finally got it to a point where I'm actually really, really happy with the quality, the look of everything, the colors. And it actually looks really good. I'm excited. So I'm like really, really excited for this next review that I'm trying to get out, but it like takes forever to get it uploaded to YouTube. So I'm hoping that I can either figure out something where I can upload here in my room, and it'll be a little bit faster, so I can of course get back to putting out content regularly. It's not going to take me, 6 weeks to upload a video, or if I have to go over to the basketball house or do whatever I have to do somewhere else on campus to get that uploaded. But I definitely have gotten the camera to a point where I really like the look of things, and everything looks really cool. I want to start incorporating some different things. I won't spill too many of the beans there in terms of what exactly, but I've gotten Tyson and Dave are part of the blame for this. They have gotten me hooked on the tech and camera stuff. So there's tons of different things I want to start trying to do with my camera, and just incorporating different things to my videos to make them a little more unique, and just kind of a little bit cooler and more exciting and stuff like that. So I'm really excited to do some of that stuff. But like I said, it's just a matter of now I got to be able to upload it. That was never a problem before. Now I just can't get things uploaded. So hopefully we can get that situation figured out, because I've got some really, really cool things I think people will enjoy. I have a series that I'm sitting on. I have actually a couple of videos like all planned out, and I just need to film, but I haven't been in a huge rush to film a bunch of stuff because I can't do anything once it's filmed. So that's going to be the next key thing to figure out.
Yeah, you can hold on to the videos. Save them for
right, exactly. That's what I'll do is I'll probably, I'll just hold on to them, and especially because I'm back in school now. If I have a busy week with some tests or with basketball or whatever, and I don't necessarily find time to film, or if I'm just too tired to film from, living the crazy life that I have, I want to have some videos that I know I can fall back on, just so I can still put out content if I need to, because I don't want people. It killed me to go like 2 weeks without putting out a video. It's been like a little over 2 weeks, and I'm like losing my mind. People probably forgot about me, and like my YouTube channel is going to die and fall down the drain because no one's going to remember me. So I really do enjoy making content. So it's like been hard for
Who are
me to
you?
not be able to put out content. And you said what?
I said, who are you?
I know. Who's this guy? Everybody probably got on here like, who's this dude? Oh, I remember that guy. He used to make YouTube videos a long time ago. But yeah, it's like it does feel like it's been a lot more than 2 weeks. So I'm like, my
I
goodness.
you, man. I mean, people are going to remember you. I mean, it's
I
not
hope
like
so.
it's not like you
Of course.
shaved your beard, you
Well,
know,
right.
and then you just throw people through a loop. And then people ask
Right.
the dumbest question of all time, which is, "Did you shave your beard?" No, this is just latex. This is my
face
hourly
tan.
costume. It's like,
Oh,
yeah, I
man.
shaved my beard.
And
But
Maximus, to answer Maximus's question, I didn't see that till now, but I don't know how.
yeah,
But
it's fine.
yeah, so not many people actually know I make like beard content. I don't like run around and tell everybody about it. I'm just too introverted. I don't like talking to people. So, and that's not something like I would just run around and be like, hey, guess what? Like I make YouTube videos, go subscribe. Um, so there's a handful of like my close teammates and friends who have been like in my room and they'll see like this huge display of hundreds of bottles of beard oil. And they're like, what the heck is that? Like essential oil or something? I'm like, not quite. But so a couple of them know, but not a ton of people know. People have told me I need to just, because I have quite a few people on campus. Oh, Ken, that's so sweet.
Aw.
But there's a couple people who have like, hey, there's bearded guys on your campus. Like you should do something like, maybe trying to get some of them involved in a video and trying to give like new beardsmen some advice or just sharing it because then you can help more guys around you, kind of get involved in the community. I think the more people in the community is always better. So
Absolutely.
hopefully at some point I'll step out of my introverted shell and maybe tell a couple people about it, but not tons of people know about it.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like when I try to tell people about my beard stuff, especially to another bearded man, they just go, "That's for sissies. Why would I do that?" And then when I tell people about my channel, they're just like, "You do what? Is that a thing?"
Right? Yeah.
Like,
No, I believe it. When I told my girlfriend about me wanting to start like a channel and stuff, she looked at me like dumb. She was dumbfounded about. She was like thought this was like the dumbest idea. She was like, people actually want to like that's a thing. People make videos about beards. I was like, yeah. She's like, so you're not trying to just like start something and like hope it catches on? I'm like, no, it's a thing. It is. And so now she's been in a video and she understands that it's a lot bigger than just me and a couple of friends. And she calls Tevin she gets jealous of Tevin. She's like, oh my gosh, who are you streaming with tonight? Tevin, of course. Is he your boyfriend? I'm like, really? Come on now. but yeah, man.
hey, girl. Everybody better hide your boyfriends.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
oh, I'm kidding. I mean, I love Devin, in the non-gay. I don't care if you're gay, but in the bro kind of way. I love everybody.
Right.
Okay?
Of course.
Brotherly love. Exactly.
There you go.
Brotherly love. Yes, Devin's my brother from another mother. Type. Yeah.
And and it's my job to hopefully get Tevin to catch on to the fact that he needs to be a Broncos fan. That's my brotherly responsibility and duty.
The day I start liking garbage is the day the whole world is falling around me.
What do you mean? You already like garbage?
But, yeah.
What are you talking about?
Hey, I'm talking about you guys. If you want to jump on the bandwagon now that Brady has gone, I will welcome you guys.
That will not happen. I'll shave my beard before that happens.
You say that now.
Prediction. Future prediction. Patriots 7-9. I said it right here. 7-9.
7-9.
That's nice. That's generous. I was gonna say something crazy like 4-12.
Oh boy. I don't even know what to say. I really don't.
I really don't think if you're new to beard products, you're probably thinking I thought the same thing. I'm just like, I didn't think, oh, they're dumb. I said, I don't need that in my beard,
Right.
But, I get it. But at the same point, you got to, and there's people that are just, they've done the same thing over and over again. You know, I mean, there's a lot of people out there that grow their beards just fine and don't use beard products, and they're just like,
Right.
it works now. Why would I need beard oil? So I get it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But
I mean, before I
hard
used
to-
any products, I used straight coconut oil.
hey, the coconut oil's good. Oh, here's some predictions, Matt. What's with 14? Tyson, I don't know. Where's the other 6 games?
5-5.
He's thinking the season's gonna end. That's what he's saying.
Oh,
I can see that potentially happening. I can see that potentially happening for sure.
There's a lot of love for the
6 and
Patriots.
10.
here.
All right. I hope you guys come with this same energy when I post my NFL prediction video coming up and when the season gets closer, because I love to debate these guys in the comments. I might have to do a live stream just for predictions. Jeez.
They're getting no
Dude,
love this season.
Do the Patriots play Tampa Bay this year? Do you know?
No. Next
Oh.
year.
Next year.
Oh, well.
That's all
E-Rock.
right. We'll
Oh,
take all everyone sleeping on us. We're gonna shock some people.
E-Rock at 0-16.
He's going to be the next Detroit Lion.
Oh, man. E-Rock. Oh, that's great.
Tank for. I don't even think
Nope.
Trevor Lawrence is that good. Why is everybody on this Trevor Lawrence train? I don't think he's that good.
He's all right.
Somebody prove me wrong.
He's good, but is he the next coming Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson type player? No.
Bucks are 7-2 and lose to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we'll see, Tyson.
Not Matt, but Ken said that y'all got to do a live stream soon.
We've been talking about this. We gotta work on something. Me and him been talking about this behind the scenes.
That'd be cool. That'd be
Packers
really
will win the title. Go Pack, go. Yeah,
cool. The
And
who?
they got a better
So-
chance than some of these other teams they've been naming.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I just
yeah, they'll
I
do
don't
that
get
with
it.
their new starting quarterback.
there's so many teams out there that you can be a fan of, right? There's so many NFL teams out there, and you of all teams pick the Packers, Ken? Come on, bud. I'm just kidding.
Hey, listen, I get it though. I mean, I grew up, watching and idolizing Brett Favre. I grew up in the Favre era, and I grew up in a family that loved Brett Favre. My brother, when he played football, even though he never got to play quarterback, he always said, "I want to be as good as Brett Favre." I get it. Favre was a god on the football field. I mean, Favre did things that you shouldn't do on the football field, but he got the job done at the end of the day. He was somebody you admired,
Yeah.
so I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I don't know if that's why Ken loves the Packers, but I don't know. I will always
He's
like the
not
Packers.
Brady, but yeah.
I will say, I don't like the Patriots, but Tom Brady is the greatest football player of all time. I'm sorry if all of you hate me now and want to unsubscribe, but it's true. Tom Brady is the greatest football player of all time.
Peyton Manning.
We don't have a long enough live stream for me to debate you on that one.
Oh, we can.
Look,
I will take.
I love Peyton Manning. I love Peyton Manning too because he came to Denver and took us to the Super Bowl. Not once.
Brock Osweiler took you guys to the Super Bowl this year.
Look, but Tom Brady is the greatest. There's no Tom Brady. There's no second Tom Brady. There won't be another Tom Brady. He's the greatest football player of all time.
Here comes Tyson's comment, Patrick Mahomes. I'm
Of course.
predicting it.
I mean, Patrick Mahomes reminds me of Brett Favre. Like when Mahomes did this no look pass to the side of him, it blew my mind. I was just like, that's something that Brett Favre would do.
He practices it in practice. I watched videos of him doing behind the back crazy passes.
And I don't know. I enjoy that style of quarterback. There's nothing wrong with a Peyton Manning pocket kind of guy, but I love a guy that you just don't know what he's going to do. And I'm not talking Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's fun, but he's not the quarterback that makes me go, ooh, that's Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson's just a very, he's a very good running back, that can just happen to pass.
Yeah, right. He's just a freak athlete. He's somebody that, he's not, Peyton Manning or Tom Brady in the pocket or anything like that because that's not who he is. But he's somebody, if you want him to run the ball, he'll give you 250 yards on the ground.
Yep.
Every single game if he really wanted to. and he'll still sit there and throw for 300 yards if you make him. You know, he's just somebody who was just incredibly gifted, you know, athletically.
Who's Brock Osweiler? Somebody that robbed the Texans of millions of dollars.
Someone that robbed the Patriots of a Super Bowl run.
Forget about that.
Look, bringing up some throwback there.
Oh,
But yeah, that season wasn't one of my favorites.
I had plenty of seasons with the Raiders that are as you described.
Every season.
No, not every season. We had a really good run when we had Del Rio as coach and Derek Carr was healthy right before he broke his leg.
Yeah.
Thanks, Colts.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Oh,
see,
makes me
I
sick.
miss the Tebow days. That's what I miss. I miss the good old Tebow days. As horrible as he
I
was.
love Tebow. I mean, I don't think he was that good of a quarterback, but he was a hell of a leader. He was a hell of a leader.
Denver loved him when he was in Denver, especially after he made the one memorable play he made in all of his NFL career playing against the Steelers and decided in overtime to just launch one down the field. Made one memorable play. Right. Made one memorable play, and Denver loved him.
What happened the next week, though?
But look, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about the next week. We're talking about his one play, okay? No one said he was great because he definitely wasn't. The dude, I was like, when he decided to make his push for baseball, I was all for it. I said, dude, you go right ahead. You know why? Because football is just not quite your thing. You were great down in Florida, but hey, let's hang him up, all right, buddy. It's not for everybody. That's okay. That is
Neither was baseball.
Right, exactly.
I like Daniel's comment. He's right. The game has changed, you know, from 20 years ago. But with Joe Montana, I don't know if he would have been selected as high or would have went to where he is in today's modern NFL. You're getting quarterbacks selected in the first round that barely pass under 3,000 yards and have like 15 touchdowns and 11 interceptions. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about Carson Wentz, who went second overall in like a couple, like what was it, 3-4 years ago? I mean, you got Josh Allen. Josh Allen, who has a heck of an arm, and that's why I think he was drafted so high. But you get college quarterbacks that are passing for 4,500 yards, 5,000 yards. I'm not talking about, the quarterback that was just selected this year, but you're getting overlooked so much. If you do if you have good stats, that doesn't mean you're going to be, translating to a good quarterback. That's why Joe Montana and all these other quarterbacks were selected so high, because they have really, really impressive stats.
Yeah, very true.
But
and I mean the game. That's how every sport is. I mean, basketball has changed drastically over the last 20 years. If you look at today's NBA versus NBA 20 years ago, it's night and day difference. It's nowhere near the same. The game's not played anywhere close to the same. So that's how it's going to be. You're going to have different players that come through the NFL draft in different eras, and they're going to have to be able to do different things. Like the big thing with basketball right now is if you can't shoot the three ball, you don't get to play in the NBA. Like everybody has to be able to shoot the ball now. There's no more Shaq where you can just be as big and burly and beastie as you want down low. If you can't shoot the ball, you're not stepping foot on the floor. It's just how it is. And so quarterbacks now are required to do a lot of different things. They want to see people who can throw the ball. They want to see guys with an arm. They want to see guys who are mobile and get play on their feet and get around. So it's just, everybody's looking for different things nowadays, and the game's going to continue to change. And 20 years from now, it's going to look completely different than it does right now. And I think that's part of the coolest things about sports is just how the game evolves and changes over time.
It just shocks me of who they now look at as draft picks. I'm looking at the quarterback that's been so successful. There was a quarterback by the name of something Fulks. I can't remember his first name. I want to say it's Jason. He played for, I want to say Washington State. He had like 4,500 passing yards. I want to say like 30-something touchdowns, like maybe 9-10 interceptions. I mean, those are good stats. And he looked like he was good. He just, he wasn't so successful on winning just because that whole Washington State, offense and defense wasn't that really good. But you're getting quarterbacks and, running backs that have – I'm talking about running backs that have not even eclipsed 1,000 yards. I'm talking about Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs, I mean, he was electrifying. He was really good, for Alabama, but he never eclipsed 1,000 yards, in rushing in his, seasons that he played for Alabama. It was just like, why? but then they prove themselves in the NFL. I'm just like, okay. Just like Carson Wentz. When I saw that they drafted Carson Wentz and I looked at what he did for his college, I was just like, why would you select him? And then he goes in the NFL. I'm just like, how did you see this? I didn't see this.
Yeah.
You know, it's weird who they look at now
Yeah,
versus
right.
who I think is good. I think someone who does the things that I talked about with this quarterback by the name of Fultz, but somebody in a small town college, you know, and Wentz has a good arm. You know, that's why they drafted him. He has a good arm, just like Josh Allen. He has one of the most powerful throws in the NFL. I will pick him over anybody to throw the ball at a long distance, but it's
Right.
just crazy who they look at now versus somebody that's been, you know, a starter for 3 or 4 years that has really good stats.
Yeah.
I guess it's not about stats anymore.
It's really not.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's just because you know a lot of it also comes down to look at where you're playing. Like you can have, it was the same thing that happened with me. You know, going through the whole recruiting system, it translates from high school to college and college to the pros. I have kids on my team who, you know, broke their team scoring record in the small town of Kansas, where the all-time scoring record was less than 1,000 points. Right. Well, I have kids at my high school who put up 25, 26, almost 3,000 points in their career. And, you know, those kids went to go play at really small junior colleges or play at small Division II colleges. And you have kids out here who only have to score 1,000 points and they can go play at the Division I level. So a lot of its stats doesn't really matter anymore. It's really about your raw talent and skill and ability on the field or on the court or, you know, wherever, more so than some of the accolades that you bring or, you know, your stat lines and what kind of numbers you put up while you were, you know, in college or in high school or whatever. I have a lot of respect for guys who go out and recruit guys for, you know, whatever next level, whether it be the pros or for college and stuff like that, because they have to truly be able to find good players with good raw talent. You can't just look at a stat sheet and say, okay, well, this guy scored, you know, this many points or this guy threw for, you know, 4,000 yards or whatever. It doesn't really matter anymore. You've got to be able to find who can flat out play regardless of what kind of numbers you put up.
And that's true.
And so, like,
It all
yeah,
comes down to the tape.
Right, exactly.
I think Quentin Nelson's going to be the greatest O-line of all time. I don't doubt it. He's a hell of a player. I mean, he can pancake just about anybody.
That's a big dude. That is a big dude.
Yep.
Now we're silent. I don't like this.
Sorry.
Somebody fart. Somebody do something.
Oh man, don't do that. Don't do that.
Hey, at least you won't smell it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Okay, so Matt, what do you have coming up with your channel? I know Devin's kind of hit on his, and I really hope best ref ever. I don't know. Like, I don't even know who the refs are. I know who's cheated people out of, you know, some stuff, but you know, I don't know who's the best ref ever. I mean, I don't even know who the refs are. If it wasn't for the news, I wouldn't even know that there was a female ref in the NFL. If it wasn't for the news, I wouldn't even know because they made a huge deal about it, which is it should be.
Yeah.
You know, it is a
Right.
big deal for the first female ref in NFL history. I get it. But, you know, if it wasn't for the news, I wouldn't know about it. I have no clue who any ref is.
There's a few that I can think of off the top. Yeah, that was going to be the one that I was going to say, and the other dude is Walt Anderson or something. Those are the two that just come top of my head.
Oh my gosh, there's more people saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. Who I don't even know who that is.
Oh, he's a good ref.
And ban Joe Buck. I agree. I hate Joe Buck.
He needs him between him and A-Rod on ESPN. Let's get rid of them both.
You know who I love now
man.
that he's a announcer?
Dan Fouts.
No.
I don't like him either.
No, I'm talking about Romo.
Oh,
Oh,
Romo.
He's impressive.
I hope he gets
is.
all Patriot games when he calls because I love listening to him and the way he breaks things down. That's because that's the game I'm watching.
Yeah.
But
Romo,
he's great.
Romo
I do
is
like listening to Romo.
I mean, I think he was a good quarterback. I really do.
He was.
He was
He
a good
was,
quarterback. He just never. I wouldn't say he never had any of the weapons. He just never could stay healthy, and that's not, his fault. I mean,
No.
back then they didn't have the best O line that they have now. I mean, you look at their O line. I'm not saying now. Now their O line's plagued with injuries, but you have what's his first name? Tyson. His first name's Tyson. I can't remember what his last name is. He's like a Pro Bowl tackle. Then you got Zach Martin. You got Travis Fredericks. Oh my gosh, that line is incredible, and that's
Yeah.
why Ezekiel Elliott's doing so well. That, and he's also a talented player. But
Right,
yeah,
right.
Romo, he didn't have the line that he had back then. He had a good playmaker with Des Bryant. I can't think of the running back that he had at the time. I can't think of the running backs that Tony Romo had. So maybe that was another problem.
One that comes to mind, what's his name? Marion Barber. Let's see, who else? What was that other dude? Felix Jones.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, Felix Jones.
There's another one, I think number 20 something. I can't think of off the top of my head. That's why I wanted Peyton Manning to get the ESPN job or something to call Monday night games, because I hate Booger McFarland and whoever they have on there now, because they stink.
It would be interesting listening to Peyton, but I don't think it'll ever happen.
No.
I'm not even sure that Peyton will ever be a coach. Maybe a high school coach, but maybe I don't think he will ever come to the NFL. I say that, but I mean he's making a killing it right now. Do you see how many commercials he's in?
Too many.
Just think of how much money that man is making. Him and Shaquille O'Neal. Just think of how much those two retirees are killing it right now.
I'm tired of seeing the Shaq-a-Roni pizza. Every day I see it 3 times.
Peyton wants ownership of what? The Colts? I haven't heard anything about that. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just saying I haven't heard a thing about it.
I've heard
He's gonna
teams
buy.
wanting him to be like a GM.
He's gonna buy the Browns.
That's
How
a
much
waste
they
of money.
How much
That's a
they
waste of
selling it
money.
for?
Don't do that. Oh
Free.
man. First come, first serve. Take it, please.
I don't know. I would love to see Peyton as a announcer. I'm just not sure it'll ever happen. I see him more beneficial as a coach, just like I see Romo more beneficial as a coach. I think he would make one hell of an offensive coordinator because he's sitting there not only reading the offense, but he's also reading the defense and
Right.
calling exactly what they're going to do.
Yeah, he's telling you what's going to happen. I remember watching, sorry, Tyson, the 2018 AFC Championship game when Patriots and Chiefs, he was saying 3rd down, they're going to Edelman right here, and he's going to run this route. He kept saying that over and over and over. He's telling you what they're going to do every time.
Yeah.
DeMarco Murray.
I forgot about
DeMarco
him.
Murray.
I
That
still
was
wish
only
he
a
was
few
playing.
years, though.
Yeah, and then he went to the Titans, and then he had
Eagles.
like 1,000-yard rushing. Oh, Eagle. Ew.
Eagles and Titans, I think.
Well, he sucked with the Eagles.
Well, he still went there.
And then he
He
went to
did
the
go there.
Titans, and he did good, and then they didn't re-sign him, which I thought was crazy. And I thought it was crazy because he just came off I want to say 1,000-yard season. I thought that was crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I see a question. Does Gronk still have that 24/7 title? It'd be awesome for another wrestler to run in during a Bucks game and pin Gronk.
Oh man.
No, I know he doesn't have it. I remember seeing something on Bleacher Report that Gronk gave it up or something, but that would be interesting. That'd be funny.
Funny.
All right,
Right, so tackled. It's just somebody pin him real quick.
All right, so we're about an hour into the show. I think we should do another giveaway.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, we have a second Ferocious $25 gift card. So we can go ahead and hit you guys with that one. This one, if you want to do a question, we can do a question. We'll go back to a number here for one of the other ones. But
how about we do a question about your channel, about you?
that's the plan. I like that. That is a good idea.
I'm full of ideas.
Look
Everybody
at
just thinks
Tevin.
I'm full of crap.
Look at Tevin, man. All right, so, all right, so go ahead and throw things back to when the channel started. So, give me the month and year in which my channel officially started.
Ooh, month and year. I want to say I remember, but I remember what you reviewed. I don't remember when.
I think I remember the month and year. I think you were just talking about not so long ago.
Oh no, I was pointing to this one. The answer is Devin's girlfriend. All right, so
There you go.
oh,
I don't know how that happened. Autocorrect decided to change the date that I sent you in the chat, but whatever. Don't ignore that one.
month and year, guys. Month
Yeah,
and
month and year.
Both.
Month and year.
Need
Both
to.
have to be correct.
two-parters. When you started the channel or uploaded your video?
When I started, it's the same month for both of them.
Okay.
So.
Okay. All right, I see it. I'm going to confirm
Yep.
it, but I think it's
Yep.
Bearded Hillbilly.
That's right. It was March of 2020. Congrats, Hillbilly.
Congratulations.
Making sure. Yep, I don't see any other March
I
of
don't-
2020. Congratulations, Bearded Hillbilly. What does he need to do?
Yeah, so Hillbilly, go ahead and send me a message on Instagram, and I will get that sent to you. I already have the gift card, so just go ahead and message me, and I will send that to you. Congrats.
Congratulations.
February 4th, 2020, to be exact. I don't know if that's exact.
It shouldn't be.
Yeah. Something tells me that Ken looked, though, so that's why I'm...
That may have actually, no, that shouldn't be. I don't think so. That actually might have been when the channel was created, but it shouldn't be because it shouldn't. Nothing was uploaded or created until March, but who knows?
Oh, your page shows February 4th, 2020.
I think that might be because I started that email in February, so that may be why. But the YouTube channel, I never officially logged in and created a channel until March, so that might. I don't know. That's a good one. I don't know. That's tricky.
So are we just going to go with that official answer?
Ah, man, let's see here.
I don't want to rob
check
Hillbilly
real
of a win.
quick. Yeah, I don't want to rob Hillbilly.
I don't want to rob anybody of a win. So
Let's see what we can find here.
see ya, E-Rock. Thanks for coming in, buddy.
I know.
All right,
my,
E-Rock.
see, E-Rock, my About Me page says my thing was started in 2012. That's just because I've been using the same email for
Right.
my channel when I was watching stuff. But, you know.
Give Ken and Hillbilly it. Carrie will cover it.
I love how Tyson is just so, man, he is so generous.
I feel
on
like he's
behalf of
part
Carrie.
owner.
Right.
Tyson, are you part owner? Don't mess with us, man.
It's
If
playing
that's-
Carrie's company.
If you're a part owner, Tyson, I need some 626, please.
Right.
Tyson,
a gallon of
I need some newfangled. I need newfangled.
Ooh,
I don't
that
care if
too.
I don't have a beard. I want to smell it.
Ooh, Newfangled is really good.
I'm waiting on the Savior to come in.
Oh, see, that's one I want to get because it's Tyson and it's got Tyson's face on it. And I
We
want
know
the
you don't like
artwork,
pumpkin.
but I don't like pumpkin. Right. So I'm skeptical.
Hey, it's good though. Okay, listen. Actually, no. Listen. If you don't know this about me, I am a huge Halloween and fall lover. So I love anything pumpkin. But for his beard oil, it's not reeking of pumpkin.
Yeah, I didn't have it
Seriously.
last year, so I'm excited to get it this year. I bought it on Sunday when him and Colin released it.
It is a combination of pumpkin, cinnamon, marshmallow, and something else. Vanilla bean.
Vanilla,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, vanilla bean. And they all mix so well. And the weirdest thing about his oil, at least when I tried it, was that it all, like, on different days would give me something different. It was like a little, guess what is in beard today? Marshmallow, pumpkin.
Wow.
The cinnamon smells like Red Hot candy. So, all right. So, are we going to give it to Hillbilly? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
we'll
went
give
off
it
my
give it
little-
to Hillbilly. Let's double Hillbilly because it should have been March. I looked earlier and double checked, and that's what it should have been. So we'll go with that for now. And yeah, what?
All right. So, Hillbilly, congratulations. Give it to the correct winner. I'm good either way. Hillbilly, you're the correct winner. Congratulations. We have one more
Congrats.
giveaway. We'll do that in a bit. So, how about some?
Congratulations.
Okay, so
Come on, Cam.
what's coming up for the future of y'all's channels?
Well, I got some sports stuff. I'm going to keep going with the predictions for each round of the NBA playoffs. I just put out the first round prediction video, and I'm going to do it for each round. I got some NFL topics that I'm going to be working on very soon as it gets closer to September. Some discussion videos, like trying to get the discussion going in the comments. And then I got some reviews that I got lined up, and then I'm working on some routine videos and working on a series, but I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do with it yet. I'm trying to work out some details for it.
Okay. So the future of my channel, apparently my first week went very good. I've gotten a lot of good feedback, and I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. People seem to like the new content. What they love the most, though, and I've gotten the most messages about, is the cider review. Like, people are just like, I want more of that. I'm just like, okay, cool. I always love, I love getting feedback. I mean, I don't care if it's something, like, if you say you hate it, say, if you hate it, tell me you hate it, but tell me why, or if I could fix something about it. But I've gotten the most messages off one single video for my cider than I ever have with any other single video. And that was probably the most feedback, them saying keep doing it. So
Definitely.
I'm going to keep doing it. I mean, that was my idea the whole time. And then I'm thinking about putting out a video or a series that is dedicated to young men. The first video I'm thinking of is teaching young men how to shave, because I had the privilege of being taught by my dad, but you never know who's out there if they don't have somebody to teach them those kind of things. I don't know what somebody's home life is like. What if they don't have anybody to teach them how to shave or do certain stuff? I'm thinking about doing something like that.
I like that. That sounds great.
And then Devin, whenever you finally get your Wi-Fi, I gotta ask: is your girlfriend gonna be? Oh, I guess she won't be anytime soon. Will be in any
probably not
video.
anytime soon.
Thanksgiving break.
Yeah, no, probably not anytime soon. That'll probably be the next time. I already have a video idea, so don't worry. She will be back in a video at some point in the future. But she's away at school in Fort Collins, which is like 10 hours away from where I'm at here in Kansas. So she probably won't be in too many videos here in the near future, but she will make an appearance in the future, which I'm sure will make a lot of people out there happy, because people seem to like those videos a little bit more than my typical ones, which it's okay. I don't blame you. She's
Listen,
a girl, so
I get you. Like, seriously, if I could bring, my loved one in, I'd probably get more views, and that's totally fine. But, it is what it is. But I don't know. I wouldn't say just because you bring her, it's always good to have a woman's opinion in there. That's what I love. That's what I loved most about her when you brought her on. Not that, oh my gosh, she's pretty. It was, oh, cool. She has a very good input and insight and another opinion about, the subject.
Right. Yeah,
absolutely.
The girls can kind of give a perspective that we necessarily can't always give off, and a lot of us have either a girlfriend or a wife or a significant other or a fiance or whatever, and so you can kind of get that perspective of what a woman thinks about it, if it's something that they like, that whole sort of thing that we can't always give off, because my girlfriend, there are a lot of things that I like, and my girlfriend thinks they smell terrible, so they can kind of get a different perspective. And I think the more perspectives, whether it's a girl or not, whether it's more reviewers, more guys, more girls, whoever it may be, but more perspectives are always better. So
absolutely,
it's kind of cool getting a different perspective and a different view from things.
Dave, I do also wish I would know what Tyson is planning, because I see these videos and I see people posting saying, or the hashtag saying, I am faithfully bearded. So I'm kind of, Tyson kind of gave us a little hint, when he was on the channel, but I'm very curious as to what Tyson actually has planned. I'm just like, I'm pumped for it.
Yeah.
He seems pumped for it, in a Tyson kind of way.
Yeah, he seems excited.
But we never know. We never know what the future holds. But I'm excited for everybody's channels, their content. It's hard to FaceTime her. She started to take it off. Boom. Work goes out. Wi-Fi. What? Okay, I'm confused. Oh, David. Tyson, you scared? What the crap?
Oh boy.
I put in Smolder by Sphinx. Wife said I smelled like Hobby Lobby, so don't always have the best sniffer.
Hmm.
Well, scent is subjective. My
Yep.
wife loves it, and she hates everything. Man, I literally mean she hates just about every kind of scent that I've ever had.
Oh yeah.
And when I showed her Smolder and started to wear it, she was all for it. So yeah, I mean, as long as you like it, cool, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I think he's referring to the video I put out when I said that Smolder is my number one favorite new scent, and that's still true because I love Smolder, but it's not always gonna be the same.
Right.
Yep. Absolutely. You never know what
Tyson,
someone.
how about you come back in, Tyson, and tell us a little bit more about it? I want to know. I mean, I know this is Devin's celebration. Devin, me and Matt were thinking about doing like party poppers and like something crazy.
The store
but,
was out when I went.
Yeah.
When I went yesterday.
Oh, that would have been golden, man. That would have been quite something to clean up. So I'm glad I don't have to clean it up, but that would have been something.
I'll get the
But-
vacuum.
There you go.
I can't wait for you to gain more subscribers. I'm ready for you to hit 300 and 400 and 500 and so on. I'm just excited.
Absolutely.
I'm excited by somebody else's achievements. I don't care if it's somebody, that has more subscribers than me. I'm going to celebrate with you. I don't ever want to be that guy that says, "Oh, I be jealous over somebody else's accomplishments." But for me, I'm happy for you. Hype that hashtag. I am hyped up about it, man. I am
That
hyped
is
up.
cool.
I'm curious now. I don't like surprises. I want to know things.
He won't share anything. I've been trying all week. I was even on a video call with him earlier in the week, and he just gives me teasers all the time.
Devin,
Yeah.
if you're up in Fort Collins on the weekend, hit me up. I'm only 45 minutes away. Oh,
That'd be awesome. Yeah, Brian, for sure. I'm sure I'll probably be up there sometime to visit her. So
Devin is FaceTiming his girlfriend. She starts undressing, and the Wi-Fi goes out. Not. Then he says, "Not funny." Now that I have to explain it. Tyson, you got some jokes. You're just like, is that a joke or is he being serious? Like sometimes you got some really good jokes, and then there's sometimes I'm just like, is he joking or is he being serious? Tyson has that like poker face,
you got
and
that,
it's also hard to tell over text. Like
that
when
dry
he was
humor.
get so much dry humor, something I'm not used to. I'm really not used to that.
Yeah, it takes some getting used to, man. Because Tyson, he plays it really well. You never know if he's serious or if he's kidding, and you kind of have to look at him like,
Yeah.
oh,
All right, that's totally fine, Mr. Strickland. I mean, I think we'll
Yeah.
wrap it up here soon. I mean, we got one more boy, but so how's college going, Devin? You just started college.
yes, it was a good first week, I guess. A very confusing and adjustment filled week, I guess would be the best way to kind of put that. We have a lot of different protocols in place here on campus, whether it's in the classroom or in just the dining hall or just tons of different areas. That everything looks a lot different than it did my past 2 years on campus. So trying to get adjusted to obviously going back to class and like having classes again, but also getting adjusted to how all the classes now look. I have one class in particular that's all online. I have one for biochemistry. There's only 6 of us in the class, including the TA and the teacher. So that one gets to be all in person. And then I have other ones that are a mix of a hybrid. So we go like, in class, in person one day, and then the rest of it's going to be online. Or we go, half the group of the class goes in for the first half of the lecture, and then you come in for the second half, depending on where your name falls alphabetically. So it's just a lot, man. It's really confusing in terms of like trying to get everybody on the same page. And so, it's going to be a lot of adjustments and a lot of new because with COVID, we're just trying to do all we can to kind of keep people safe and protected, so we don't have to worry about any spikes. We had a school that's not too far from here. It's about 45 minutes away, and they had 82 cases last weekend when all their students got back on campus. So they pretty much had to shut campus right back down again. And so that's one thing that our school was trying really, really hard to prevent. But it's also really hard because we can't really necessarily keep. It's not like we're the NBA bubble. We can't keep students here and kind of lock them into the small town. So we have kids that are going to go home
Right.
for the weekend, or if they want to go out and go to a different town or a different city or whatever. And we also have to worry about the repercussions that can potentially happen when they come back. So it'll be interesting. I don't really know what's going to happen the whole semester, if we even make it through the entire semester, or what things are going to look like. But for now, we're just going to kind of roll with it and see what happens, and just kind of do what we can do for now, I guess, is all I can really do. So we'll just kind of have to see what happens with the rest of the semester. But
Any sports for the school?
so as of right now, they still have all of the fall sports going on. That has been their big priority, is to kind of get everything finalized with fall sports. As of right now, the intent is for the fall sports to still play. They will have very limited, if any, fans there present. Just kind of depends on the sport. Football is going to be a little bit different because it'll be outdoors, so they can kind of do more with having fans outside. But for things like volleyball in the gym, soccer games are going to be outside, obviously. So, but more so with indoor sports like volleyball, that's going to be a little bit different. As of right now, we're in the yellow phase, which is just in terms of like our risk level. So they'll have pretty much super limited fans. So they'll limit the capacity to, whatever the set limit's going to be, and it'll only be that many people who are going to be allowed in the gym. But we haven't heard too much about basketball yet, or what fall sports, or not fall, excuse me, what the winter sports will look like. They do kind of have us doing some sort of like practices and preseason stuff, but it's in smaller groups. We have, masks that we are required to wear in the weight room, all that kinds of stuff. And the big thing is, obviously, as athletes, we'll end up having to travel, even if we just do conference play stuff. We still have to travel to other schools in our conference and, in our leagues and stuff like that. So that means that we are at a higher risk than most typical students if they aren't leaving campus, because we now have to interact and be around other people, other schools, other teams. So we're still trying to figure out what the testing protocol will look like, if that means that they're going to test us after every single away game, or after every single game, because we, theoretically would then also have other teams coming here. So we still don't know. There's a lot of unknowns, a lot of questions that we all still have. But I think the big thing for me and my teammates in particular is we want questions answered, but we realize that can't happen, especially because we have a lot of kids. Don't get me wrong, I love the school that I'm at, but a lot of students don't necessarily like just flock to Kansas because they think Kansas is the most grandiose place in the world to live. So a lot of us come out here with Tyson. I'm with you there. I love volleyball, but not for that reason. Okay. He's a trip.
What about softball? Don't cancel that either.
Oh man, softball is actually exciting because our softball team's good. So it's actually kind of fun watching our stuff. I mean, they're good. They're actually good athletes. That's what I mean, man.
They're good. But, and they play good softball.
Yeah. Oh, they play. Sometimes they hit the ball and stuff too. Every once in a while. But yeah, we're trying to get things figured out, man. That's the big thing. Is a lot of people are getting really upset because they call us student athletes, which I think a lot of us do represent student athletes, but there are a lot of people who don't necessarily consider themselves student athletes. They are here strictly because they love the sport that they play. That is what they want to do with their life, and they pour everything. They kind of just go to class because it's something they have to do to be able to play. So a lot of these students are going to be really, really upset if we don't get to play, or if we don't get to have a season, or if it gets canceled or whatever, because that's the only reason they're here.
I got a question. And then I think we should do the last giveaway, and then kind of, I wouldn't say wrap it up, but kind of go from there. All right. So my question is, so you talked about athletes that are student athletes, and you talked about athletes that are just there for that particular sport. For those who are just there for that particular sport, do you see, and I mean, this is up to you if you want to answer this, do you see teachers passing students that are just there for that sport, but they don't deserve it? Do you see where I'm kind of getting at?
It's a great question.
In all honesty, I do have to kind of be careful with what I say.
Yeah.
But for what I can speak on, I'm allowed to voice my opinion, and I would say yes. Obviously I can't mention any names or like specific.
Yeah, I'm not saying.
But yeah, like there are, I think, teachers. And one thing about the school that I'm at and the town that we're in is they very, very, very much are huge supporters of all the sports teams here because we're a small town. So that's kind of the big thing in town is that's how you spend your weekends. On Friday or Saturday, you go watch the college football. You watch the high school football games Friday. You watch the college football game on Saturday, and then throughout the week you catch all of the other sporting events, whether it's volleyball or football or soccer or whatever. So there's a huge amount of support in Hillsboro for college sports. And so with that, we have a large number of student athletes on campus. And so a lot of people, especially teachers, are very supportive of our teams. They understand that we go through a lot with practices and games. So you will have professors that will change due dates and extend due dates for student athletes because they had a game and didn't get their paper done in time. So that does happen. We kind of have teachers who will kind of push stuff under the rug and kind of forget about assignments. So that way students aren't deemed ineligible and pass the class for the semester because they realize if we don't pass 12 credit hours every semester, you're ineligible to play. So
I bet attendance is a big one too. They probably
attendance is another really big thing. Technically, like my school in particular, we have attendance guidelines that we have to follow. So you're only allowed to miss so many class periods before they drop you from a class. And with that, like it doesn't matter whether it's excused and you have a doctor's appointment or you just didn't feel like coming to class and you didn't call, didn't email the professor, you just didn't show up, doesn't matter. Everything's weighed the same. So, with basketball or with whatever sport you play, you do have a handful of classes that you're going to naturally end up missing because of practices, because of workouts, because of games, whatever it is. And then there also are the times that kids, like you're tired from a game. Like, if I have a game and we don't get back till 2:00 in the morning, like I'm probably not going to get up from my 8 a.m. class. It's just not going to happen. So a lot of teachers, when they realize that they have student athletes that don't show up to classes often as others, they are a little more lenient and forgiving of those. So they don't necessarily hold you as tight and strictly to, the attendance policies and stuff like that. And I think athletes definitely appreciate it. Sometimes they definitely take advantage of it as well, though. There are students who know, especially if they know the professor pretty well, kind of say, oh, I don't really have to do that because, I know so-and-so will give me an extension or they'll kind of let me turn it in late for full credit or, whatever. So there are students that unfortunately do, as athletes, will take advantage of teachers, which sucks because then there are other teachers who aren't willing to adjust and adapt with you because they've been taken advantage of. So it's, it goes both ways. And it does suck. I do feel I hate to call them like normal or regular students, but just, the students who are just here to go to school. They aren't a part of any like extracurriculars or no sorts of like athletic programs or anything like that because they don't get that same, benefit, I guess you could call it. They don't get their assignment due dates extended because they were tired. And a lot of them also have lives too. Like they have friends to hang out with. They have a lot of them work jobs. They're doing whatever. So they're probably just as busy, if not busy, just with other things. And they don't necessarily get that same support or lenience or whatever you want to call it. So I do kind of feel bad for those students because it is, in all honesty, it's unfair. Like we're getting extra benefits and things like that other students aren't. But at the same time, like it's hard to complain about it when, that's being handed to you all the time. So
I know it happens. I was just wondering what your input on it was because when I went to Murray State University, there was one class in particular that stood out to me because it was a very strict class. It was like English 3 or something like that. And they had a very strict, attendance policy. You went twice a week and you were only allowed to miss 3 classes. If you missed 3 classes, you're out of the class regardless. Doesn't matter if you had an excuse, you didn't, whatever. But there was one player in there that was on the football team and he would miss class, not because he had like a game or anything, just because he didn't want to come. And at the end of the semester, he probably went to class a total of times. And he passed the semester with a C. He should have failed automatically. And it's not fair because there were students there that, there was one that had medical issues. She had medical issues and she still got kicked out of the class because she missed so much. Yeah. But this dude who's just in football, gets away with it and gets a C average.
Yeah.
It peed me off. I was like, I know it happened.
It goes all the way back to high school. I mean, I got a quick story here. I don't know if you guys know who John Bostic is. Linebacker. Yeah. Went to UF, drafted by the Bears. Played. I think he might be on the Steelers now. I went to high school with him. I've known him since we were in middle school, since I moved down here. And I played football with him in high school. And our senior year, there was a TV production class, and the TV guy always filmed all the high school football games, and so he would miss all periods of the class just to work on his highlight tape. He'd miss every period, math, English, everything. So it happens all the way down to high school.
It does, yeah.
Frustrates me.
Yeah.
People, and I get it. If you're a student athlete and you have a game, of course you got to kind of, make up some work. I get it. But this dude just didn't want to come just because he didn't want to come.
Oh yeah.
Right.
And, just for somebody to fail a class because she had medical issues, but this clown who plays football for our college, misses, class because he doesn't want to come to class and, passes is what just frustrates me.
Yeah, I definitely see it, man. And they're like, especially during the off season, like, I talked about it before. I'm a triple major, so like I have my hands full enough academically, let alone with basketball and stuff. And so there are times like when we're not directly in our season, that I kind of see it with fall athletes too. Like football players get extra lenience and stuff like that. And I'm like, this same thing you said, like this clown he doesn't do anything. He doesn't show up to class and he passed the class with a C, but the rest of us have been in here busting our tail, trying to pass this class because we needed to graduate. And, just like he does, but we actually had to do all of the work. And students who spent hours upon hours every night studying and doing homework and writing papers for this class got the same grade as the same kid who, never showed up to class just because he played football and got the same grade. It is annoying and it's unfortunate that it does happen.
Yep.
And it just sucks. Like it really does.
But there's some teachers that don't give a crap if you're in a sport. Like
Right.
I literally was there one time. I think it was my sophomore year in criminal justice. Teacher, he was from Africa, and I know that because at the beginning of class he says, "I come from the rainforest of Africa to teach you SOBs about American, laws and stuff like that." Like he was a very cool dude to listen to. He was also harsh. But this rugby player for our college, he went up to him and he says, "I'm going to be very busy during the semester, and I expect to see average." And I overheard this conversation because I was nearby. And,
Wow.
and the college professor said, "I don't give a blank if you are, the Pope. You're going to get the same grade as everybody else."
Right. That's how it
And
should
I love
be.
teachers like that.
That's
Yep.
how it should be.
All right,
Oh,
so we got one more giveaway, right?
Yeah.
That was a good conversation. I didn't have to know. I
Oh,
just
yeah.
had to know.
Yeah, it's a question I get asked surprisingly more often than you might think, especially with people who, didn't necessarily get to experience like the life of a college athlete. I get asked that a lot, especially when I'm back home. Like, hey, like, do you have tutors that do your homework for you? And our teachers just sliding you under the table. And I'm like, I wish, because if that was the case, like I'd pick up 7 more degrees if they're going to slide me under the table. Why not? But yeah, it does happen. It's a real thing. So yeah,
All right,
we do have another giveaway. Yeah, it is for a oil and butter combo, courtesy of Renewed Man. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. I will highly, highly recommend checking out the new Torsador stuff. All of his cigar line series. The Black Mint Maduro is like out of this world. It's ridiculously good. So if I may, I highly recommend checking that out. But all of Jared's stuff is really, really good, super high quality stuff. And for this one, you will go ahead and message Jared directly at Renewed Man. If you are on Instagram, if not, you can send him an email. He also has his support email on his website. So, but for that one, I say we just go ahead and just do another random number. Just keep it simple.
Okay.
For that one, we'll just go ahead and we'll do a random number between 1 and 10. When I say go ahead and give me a number 1 through 10. And go.
What up, Jesus? Glad to see you in here, bud.
I should enter this one, but I just got renewed literally in the mail on Thursday.
I should enter too, but I don't know what I'd do with it.
I mean, rub it on
Hey,
your elbows
His
or
stuff
something.
smells so good. I haven't thrown it in beard yet because I'm testing something out, but his stuff, the scents are amazing.
Stop.
Man,
Strickland. Literally,
Okay. Killing
Man,
the
he
numbers.
won earlier today too.
killing the numbers, man. Congrats.
I think he
Strickland,
uses
congratulations.
3 every time too. I think I remember him saying that he guesses 3 every time. Am I right, Tim?
So, what does he have to do for this?
So yeah, go ahead, message Jared over at Renewed Man on Instagram. I'll be sure to send. He'll be expecting you. He knows about it. So go ahead and message him and give him all of your information, and he will get that sent out to you.
All right.
Nice.
So, for the last question, I think for the night is what's going on in our personal lives what can we pray for you about? Is there something going on in your life that, I don't know, just something, what is going on in the life of Devin, Matt, and myself? And if you have a prayer request, go ahead and drop it down in the comments, and I'll be sure to pray for you. So, Devin, what's going on in your life? Anything? I mean, I know college. Everybody can use prayer when you're dealing with homework and college and sports and COVID,
Right.
whatever. But what's going on?
Yeah, man. Just the same, like you said, the college life has been going on, trying to get adjusted to that. Trying to not lose my absolute sanity with all of the Wi-Fi issues that I've been going through. So I'm hoping not to rip my beard hairs out one by one until this Wi-Fi situation gets settled. But yeah, man, like you said, it's just, and of course, being away from home, I'm like 7 hours away from home. So that's always tough for me because I am really close with my family. I do miss, it's little stuff. Like I missed my little cousin's birthday this past weekend. So it's little stuff like that really starts to hit you after a while because you don't realize how much it means in the moment until you kind of see pictures and videos. And, you have to kind of join into family stuff over FaceTime. So just stuff like that, man. Just trying to get adjusted to the college life and continuing on strong. I'm trying to finish up a year early with 3 degrees if I can make that happen this year. So it's gonna be a busy year, man. But
Definitely praying for you for that. I mean, I hate that you're just so away, far away from your family.
yeah,
I mean, when I went to college, I was 30 minutes away. I could drive home if I wanted to, and I did. But I hate that for you. So I get it.
yeah, man. But it's part of what I knew I was getting myself into. And like it's hard. Don't get me wrong. It was a lot harder my freshman year, the first year I was away from home. But I've slowly started to adjust and kind of get it figured out. It's still hard. Don't get me wrong, but that's definitely probably one of the worst parts about being so far away from home. Like, don't get me wrong, Kansas sucks, but it sucks a whole lot more when you're not with family and everybody's so far away from you and stuff like that. So, and I don't have any family out here in Kansas or anything, so it's not like I have some extended family I could go hang out with on a once a month or something like that. Like there's literally nobody I know out here. The closest person that I remotely know, I think, is like Dave from Kansas City. Dave, he's like almost 2.5, 3 hours away. So it's tough just being that far away from people that but it's part of the journey, and I definitely think it's helping me grow a little bit to be a little more independent and stuff like that as well. So
it's awesome, man.
Yep, awesome.
What about you, Matt? What's going on in the life of Matt,
Man,
the sports beard?
not too much. His work's been crazy and crazy. Gearing up for when kids do come back. We're starting virtual at the school. Putting a lot of plexiglass in right now. It's just been very hectic lately. Hopefully this upcoming week will be a little bit better. Those 10 to 12 hour shifts should knock down to about 8 hours if I'm lucky. That's the plan. But everything always goes sideways sometimes, especially with the local school districts around here. Other than that, just being consistent with the beard stuff. That's my goal, and just trying to stay positive with a lot of craziness going on in the world.
Get you.
yeah.
Awesome, man. All right, so what's up in the life of me? All right, so I just got a text from somebody. I'll just go ahead and say it. From the leader in our church, and it's a text that I hate seeing, and it says, "Hey, we need to talk." And I hate that. I hate it when my wife says it. I hate it when my best friend says it. I just hate it. When my wife used to say, "Honey, we need to talk." Bull crap, start a fire in the house. It is much easier to deal with. I hate it. I don't care what it is. And she would just say, "I was just going to talk about dinner." I'm like, "Why'd you put it that way then? You got me on edge." I'm trying to sit here thinking what I did.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he sends me a message saying, "Hey, we need to talk." So I'm not sure how that's going to go because it seems like every single time we have a talk, and I'm not trying to say anything about the church or anything about him or the church that I'm a part of, but I just know that something's odd about it and that we're going to have a serious discussion, and I think I know what it's about. And it's about my new direction with the channel, and you could probably think about which one it is.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. So I'm going to have a good old fun time with that. We're going to be civil, but yeah, I don't know. When I think of talks, my heart starts to race, and sometimes I don't say the best things at the right moment. So,
Yeah.
so pray for me that I say the right things tomorrow. See, it's also hard for me because I'm naturally sarcastic, and people just find me they think I'm a smartass, and I am, but I just can't help myself. Like when you say
Right.
something to me, my natural response is to respond sarcastically, not to
Yeah. respond
like an adult. So pray for me that I can find the right words, and also pray for just me in general. I kind of hit on this in the beginning, like when I shaved my beard off, and I realized there was a double chin. I didn't realize how big I was getting. And when I stepped on the scale for the first time, I was ashamed by what number popped up. So I'm looking at changing my diet because I didn't like who I looked when I shaved my beard off and looked in the mirror. I didn't like who I saw. I didn't like that I had gained so much weight and didn't realize it. So I'm working on a new diet, and tonight's dinner sucked. It was a bean burger with healthy bread. I don't know what made it healthy, but bread's not healthy, so I don't know how it's healthy.
You gotta
but
eat it in lettuce.
that just sounds awful. Like when someone says, would you rather have a burger or would you rather have a salad? Who likes salad?
Well, you'd be surprised. A lettuce
Oh.
wrap is good. Like put like some ground turkey or some ground or shredded chicken in like a lettuce wrap. It's healthy, but it's good. It's
Yeah.
surprising.
But I'm going to be changing my diet, trying to work on losing some weight because I didn't like who I saw, and technically, if by doctor standards, I'm overweight. And that's what they said to me when I went to the doctor recently. They said, "We're sorry to tell you this, sir." I thought they were going to tell me I had cancer, but they said, "Sir, you're overweight." I'm like, I could have told you that. I didn't need to pay you to tell me that. But those are. I mean, it's true.
I mean,
Yeah,
I know
like-
the feeling. I mean, that happens to me when I go to the doctors. I'm like, really? Thank you. I got a mirror.
But she acted like it was so serious. Like I thought she was going to tell me I had cancer or something like that because I got blood work done. And but no, everything turned out fine. But she let it out with, "So I'm afraid to tell you, sir, but unfortunately, it looks like you're overweight." No.
You don't
What?
say.
Oh, but
What a way to tell someone that.
so pray for me over those two things, over my mouth and over my healthy life choices. And I think that's all I have. I wouldn't say pray for the channel. I think it's going very well. But, pray for me. There's plenty of people in this world that need prayer. So if you ever have a prayer request, I don't care if it's on here or IG personal message, send it to me. I don't care. I'll write it down in my prayer journal.
Yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
Anything else before we head up today, gentlemen?
Nothing I can think of.
No, just congratulations on the 200 and 200 more
congratulations.
coming soon.
I appreciate it.
400. Yeah.
I'm like, how many is that?
All right. So thank you, everybody that came in that supported Devin in this big accomplishment. Thank you, Devin, for coming in,
Of course. guys,
doing
thank
your
you.
giveaways and just being you. Thank you for being you. And everybody, I hope you have a beautiful and blessed night. God bless, guys.
Later, guys.